along the train tracks, and through the thick brush near Garden Oaks.
Rescue team searching by foot, all-terrain vehicle, and more.
Everybody good?
A search for a missing boy grows more desperate by the hour.
But at this hour, his disappearance remains a mystery as the area is searched for clues.
The mysterious call came in just before 2 in the afternoon, a few minutes after the boy's stepdad reportedly saw Foster at his home.
And the clock ticks down.
We're going to be going into some areas today that are pretty treacherous.
Treacherous for volunteers on ATVs and nearly impassable for volunteers on foot. Foster suffers from attention deficit disorder. According to his grandmother, he can easily become confused.
I'm Jean Casares of In Session in for Nancy Grace tonight. We have got some breaking news coming in right now. Texas authorities have just issued an Amber Alert for 12-year-old Jonathan Foster. Under Texas law, a child must be under 17 and authorities must believe that an abduction has taken place. This is extremely critically important news because this is showing they do not believe it is a domestic issue. They believe an abduction has taken place of this little boy in the Houston, Texas area, very close to major interstate highways in this country. He was last seen on Christmas Eve. I want to go back out to Rupa Michaelanemi, producer for Nancy Grace. So he's at the babysitter at 1:45 in the afternoon Christmas Eve. Do we even know if he got to his house to get those video games?
Jean, it's confusing again because we've heard so many conflicting stories, but we believe, police do believe that he did make it back to his apartment that he shares with his mother and stepfather. In fact, a neighbor puts him, they believe a neighbor witness saw him there approximately at 1:45 at his home. And let's think about this. He was not wearing a coat. So he was actually wearing a t-shirt when he vanished. Somebody saw him wearing this t-shirt and jeans, no jacket. We believe it's possibly the stepfather. So yes, we believe that he most likely vanished from his home.
The stepfather being possibly the last one to see him, but now police issuing an Amber Alert, believing there has been an abduction. To Pat Brown, criminal profiler and author of The Profiler, your thoughts on everything we've learned tonight, including this breaking news of an Amber Alert being issued in Texas?
Well, like you say, there's a lot of confusion here because I think a lot of questions aren't really being answered. Like, I don't understand. He was seen, the stepfather missed seeing him, but what about the babysitter? When did she actually report that he did not get back there in comparison to when that phone call was made? Because to me, the phone call should have been made by only one of three people. The stepfather, who something went wrong in the home and he started to make the phone call, the babysitter when realized the child wasn't there, or the boy on a cell phone saying, help, help, somebody's attacking me. But certainly an abductor isn't going to make that phone call. So I think that's the whole thing, putting that timeline together and finding out, you really get those people in there, get those statements from these people to find out where this child really was at what time.
And obviously they have to a point because of issuing that Amber Alert that law enforcement investigations confirming at this point that they believe an abduction of this little boy hours before he was to get presents from Santa Claus occurred in that area. To Jessica in Maryland. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jean. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. I had two questions. Do they know who the biological father is of this boy?
I was thinking the same thing. To Joe Gomez, reporter, KTRH News Radio, coming to us live tonight from Houston, Texas. Any word on who the biological father would be? But yet, Joe, I have to say, I don't think authorities would issue an Amber Alert if they believe in any respect that there was a domestic abduction of the child.
Oh, no, you're right, Gene. I mean, right now, as far as we understand, all parents are cooperating with police. Police aren't revealing any details if they think the father, the biological father, may be under suspicion for having abducted little Jonathan Foster. But as of this point, everybody's working with police. They're just trying to find out. They're just trying to find him. This 12-year-old little boy who gets easily confused, vanishes on Christmas Eve, when the Christmas time, when people are supposed to help each other. Certainly, he wasn't expecting his abductor to take him on Christmas Eve, for goodness sakes.
And such a time for it to happen. To Dr. Doug Bremner, MD, professor of psychiatry and radiology, and also author of Before You Take That Pill. To have a little boy abducted on Christmas Eve, is that just a prime time for someone to lure a little boy away from his home and from his family?
Well, this really is a tragic case, Gene. Whether it's a prime time to be able to lure a little boy away or not, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say that there's some special thing that had to do with Christmas Eve that he was being invited for. I mean, this case has so many questions to it. I was wondering about what happened to the biological father. The police now say that all the parents are cooperating, so that makes it look like maybe this is a stranger who abducted the child, and we're worried about a pedophile.
She got to the phone. No one was there.
She says the mysterious call came in just before 2 in the afternoon.
I'm asking for y'all's help.
A search for a missing boy.
We need to find this little boy.
I wonder why, when the little boy allegedly arrived back at his home to get some videos, that the father didn't tell the child to put on another jacket before he goes back to the babysitter. I don't know, something doesn't seem right with this case.